time to zut, everyone. How you doing? What are we doing? We're doing a show, ladies and gentlemen. We got a show. We've got breaking news. Got breaking news from Australia related to Iran. But first up, we have breaking news to follow up our breaking news from yesterday. Remember our breaking news from yesterday, AP?
Yes.
What was that about?
It was about a woman named Valentina Gomez from Texas setting the Quran on fire with her flamethrower. It's very rude. Very, very rude.
It was extremely Islamophobic. It was probably the most Islamophobic thing I've ever seen. It was very, very, very disturbing. We want everyone to know we would never, and I mean never, condone such atrocious activities as were exhibited by Miss Gomez.
Never.
It's appalling, shocking, terrifying. Terrifying, awful, terrifying behavior. Hey, matter of fact, hang on. We got a follow-up, ladies and gentlemen. So before we actually get into today's topic, which is about Australia, I know you never hear anything about Australia unless a new Crocodile Dundee movie's coming out. But every once in a while, something happens down there. A koala rips someone's eyes out or something like that. We hear about it. Let's see here. Get this story up. It's actually my Twitter post. So anyway, AP.
Yes.
Yesterday we did a show about Valentina Gomez's, some of her most disturbing, most Islamophobic Twitter posts. So I posted, there is only one way to decide the future of American politics. Valentina Gomez must face Ilhan Omar in Thunderdome. For all you youngsters who don't know what Thunderdome is, that was from Mad Max 3. 2 men enter, 1 man leave. You had to go in and fight it out. But this we changed to 2 women enter, 1 woman leaves. Winner gets Texas because Valentina Gomez is running for office in Texas. So anyway, I posted this, and it's interesting because the dude who had shared the video, it's still on her X page, but the Eric L. Doe, whatever, took it down apparently. Not sure why.
What?
Maybe it was too Islamophobic. Maybe he didn't realize how Islamophobic it was. Didn't realize how Islamophobic it was until later. And he had second thoughts. He saw the error of his ways. His heart melted, and he took it down.
Hang on. I'm checking his feed right now, and I wonder why he deleted that. Why did he take it down? Why did he take it down?
What's his feet look like? His feed look like? I said, what's his feet look like? That'd be weird.
I don't know. I'm not into feet.
Well, come on, tell me about his feet.
His feed is full of. This guy posts like 50 million tweets a day, so
that's like you.
It's kind of hard to tell what's happening here.
So, Timbo Slice says, "Who's going to replace Tina?" Tina Turner was in. At Mad Max 3 Beyond Thunderdome. And let's see. But here's what's interesting. Gotta find it. Where is it? Hey, look at this. Valentina Gomez. She says, "I'm in." Ilhan, pull up. Dana White, set it up. Look at that. 1,800 likes from a mere comment on my tweet. Everyone got this? So she actually has agreed to the ultimate showdown for the future of American politics.
So hang on. You suggested that Valentina Gomez and Ilhan Omar should, just like in that movie, get into that deadly arena and fight, and only one of them would be coming out alive.
Yeah.
And Valentina Gomez then said, "I'm in, I accept. I accept. Where is Ilan Omar? She's bowing to a stupid rock, and I want to fight her in the arena. That's what she said, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah, and where's Ilhan? And think about this: if Ilhan doesn't agree,
where you at?
if she doesn't agree, how much does she really care about the future of America?
Precisely.
People who really care about it. See, we know Valentina cares about America. She's ready to fight for it. Is Ilhan willing to fight for it? Or is she just willing to smooch her brother a lot over it?
Valentina, Valentina.
Let's check this out. One more thing. So apparently, some people were a little bothered by what Valentina did. And I'm not talking about random Twitter trolls or anything. Check this out. The Daily Mail said Latina Firebrand. Ha! Funny. They went with Firebrand as she's torching a book here. Latina Firebrand, desperate for attention. Oh, yeah. She's the one desperate for attention, not you, right? Daily Mail. Torches what? Torches that beloved book in vile stunt to end Islam. I don't think she thought that like doing this was going to end Islam.
Daily Mail, more like Daily Female.
Hey, check this out. She says, I am desperate to save girls from getting raped by the usual suspects. You are desperate for clicks. I save lives while you cover up for these Islamic terrorists. We are not the same. Hang on. Let's see the likes. Whoa! She ratioed the crap out of them, man. Ooh. She ratioed the crap out. Look at that. She got 8,600 likes. They got 600. 86, and that's the Daily Mail, man. Ooh. And that is like
you said mailman.
That's the Daily Mailman. The Daily Mailman. Oh man. Gosh, dude, that is a serious ratio. Look at this. So, I mean, think about everyone's worried. Oh, what about Islamophobia? Yeah, that's just coming from politicians and some journalists. Doesn't look like people care anymore about Islamophobia. But look at that. One, they almost got ratioed just by themselves. They have 676 likes and 654 comments, people responding to their stupidity. But my goodness, 676 likes, and she gets over 10 times that, man. Man.
That's brutal.
Let's check out some of the other responses. Bob Johnson says, vile stunt. Meanwhile, you allow these gangs to do something to your women and children. Uh-oh. Very rude. Very Islamophobic. Based. Why is no MP doing the same? Huh. Oh, they made a meme out of that. They made a meme out of that 12-year-old girl who pulls out a knife and a hatchet when someone's harassed. Oh, there she is.
Yeah.
Michael says, Valentina did that to protect girls like this in the UK. Are you going to defend them? No. The Daily Mail? No. Are you joking?
That girl is becoming an icon, man. She's like, I saw people making all kinds of different images of her and posting them. It's very, very interesting.
I mean, just think about the situation. Like 12-year-old girls now have to carry around hatchets and kitchen knives to protect themselves because the police aren't going to do it. The government's not going to do it. Guys standing around are not going to do it. And so you got 12-year-old girls have to be packing knives and hatchets to defend themselves. I heard she got arrested. I didn't see confirmation of that. I didn't look it up, but I saw a bunch of tweets about her saying that she'd been arrested. Yeah. You imagine that? Guys following you, harassing you. You know what these guys do to 12-year-old girls. So you pull something out like that and then off to prison for you. The Daily Mail should stick to European news. There's enough worry there. The Daily Fail. Look at the UK and what they're dealing with. We don't want that here. Meanwhile, in the UK, 14-year-old girls. Is she 14? She looks pretty...
Yeah, 14-year-old girl.
Okay, she's 14. You arrest 14-year-old girls for protecting their 12-year-old sisters from these gangs. Wow.
What are they going to do to her, to that girl? So she's been arrested for brandishing a bladed knife. That's of course illegal in the UK. You can't do that.
Yeah, she doesn't know. You're just supposed to let these guys just have their way with you, and
Yeah.
that's apparently the rule. Wow, she's becoming an icon, man.
Yeah.
In America, we still have freedom. I don't see anyone supporting them, man.
It's funny because she's Scottish and also has a clear accent. They're now depicting her as like a Scottish hero or something.
Oh, like Braveheart?
Yeah.
Do you have any idea what's in that book? It's pure evil. Wow. Not going well, man. Not going well for the traditional media. People are sick of it. People can speak for themselves now. And politicians and journalists are hating every second of it, man. Every second of it.
Nobody likes Islam.
Not looking good for them, man. Not looking good for them.
Not looking good for Islam.
Anyway, so Dawa's having a pretty crap year. Worst year on record for Dawa.
Who's Dawa?
Ali Dawa. So Dawa's having a really terrible year. Islam just in general is having a really crap year. But you know what else is having a really, really crap year? Iran. I mean, they really thought, whoa, now they're chance to get Israel. Now we will send in Hamas to get Israel, and this will cause Israel to retaliate, and when we'll spend the next couple of years whining and crying about being victims, this will work. And
this is a perfect plan.
Man, how many L's has Iran taken? They lost Syria. So, guys, if you don't know how all this is all connected, Syria, especially Hezbollah in Syria, those are the local muscle of Iran. Hezbollah literally got their balls blown off in the pager tactic. The pager tactic of Israel. So Israel blew all the testicles off all of the Hezbollah jihadis.
All them testicles.
Iran was allied with Assad. Have to say, definitely not fans of the new regime in Syria. Looks like it's going to be an endless catastrophe and disaster for everyone there. But as far as how things turned out for Iran, if Iran hadn't sent in the jihadis on October 7th, if they hadn't said, time to go, it's go time, if they hadn't done that, Assad would probably still be in power. Hezbollah would still be full strength.
Yeah.
Hezbollah's been crushed, and Assad is out. Why? Because they were dealing with the mess. They were dealing with the mess and the aftermath that Iran caused, and so now they lost their big ally in the region. Not going well for the Houthis, and Iran just got the crap bombed out of it. All their nuclear sites, all that stuff. A ton of the people who were involved in the program, a bunch of their leaders, all got taken out. And now we've got the breaking story that came out early this morning, that Australia had found out that Iran was behind some anti-Semitic terrorist attacks last year. And they Australia kicked out the Iranian ambassador, called their ambassador out of Iran, told any Australians in Iran, get out of there now, and declared the military of Iran a terrorist group.
As It should be done. The Iranian military, the IRGC, is it's not directly the military, but it's basically the military group in charge of the military, the IRGC, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, is directly. It's not a military. It is basically a terrorist organization. It is an umbrella organization that is in charge of Iranian military elements, which, by the way, include, and you can read this in the constitution of the Islamic regime of Iran. The Islamic regime of Iran actually has an explicitly written goal that the Islamic revolution, does not end in Iran. It is supposed to be expanded to the rest of the world. So it is supposed to be expanded to other countries as well. And the Islamic Revolutionary Guard, the organization, or the unit in charge of the military, is also supposed to make sure of that, which is why the Iranian military has arms such as the Quds Force, which is called the Jerusalem Force, which is there just to engage in covert activities to spread Islam and to cause damage and unrest in other countries, including in Australia, in Israel, in America, and so on. It is a terrorist organization, and everyone should recognize it as such.
Absolutely. And we would love to see more and more nations state it like it is. It is obvious what they are. There you have it. See? In contrast with people like Valentina Gomez desecrating that book, AP is honoring Islam by putting up their little pagan symbols. See, that's what we do.
See,
They goes out in a blaze of glory. See that? Blaze of glory. That's the way to go out, ladies and gentlemen. That is the way to go out. Patrick Bateman here, great American patriot Patrick Bateman, says, hey, he said that Christianity is based. Let's see if that is the case, because we can't just take Patrick Bateman's word for it. Let's see if that happened.
The crux of the matter is this, and one only. Christianity is based.
Hey, he said Christianity is based.
Hey, make sure you clip that. Can't say nothing else.
Thank you.
Live converted. Live new top Dawa leader gets converts to Christianity.
You see, this is what
Patrick Bateman was right. Maybe we missed something, though. I want to make sure I heard that correctly.
the crux of the matter is this, and one only. Christianity is based.
Hey, he said Christianity is based.
Hey, make sure you clip that. Can't say nothing else.
Thank you.
Live converted.
Wow.
Live new.
Patrick Bateman
The thing
was
is-
correct, man. What?
It's one thing to say Christianity is based on something, but he just made a very unfortunate pause right after base, so you can't do that, man. You can't do that around us.
Not around us, man. Not around us. If you're going to say Christianity is based, you better follow up real quick.
Yeah.
You got to be like this. You got to be like Christianity is based on, and you have to immediately jump into whatever it's based on. Because if you're going to have a pause after based, you're going to be a meme, man. You're going to be a meme. Trust us. Trust us on this one.
It's like Christianity is based on the idea that that's how you have to go.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
Can't.
Don't give not even a quarter of a second. Don't even give us a quarter of a second pause, or you're gonna get embarrassed. I guarantee it.
Humiliated.
I guarantee it. So we're going to check out this story about Australia and Iran going down in flames. Why does Islam do this to entire nations, man? Just
But
does
not
this
like
over
how
and over.
Muhammad went down. Sorry, go ahead, Angie.
Come on, man. Come on. All Zoot jokes are inappropriate.
Sorry.
D Wood, has Spider-Man been set free from captivity? Last time I saw him, he was still in the zip ties, but was on the floor, not in the chair. So, David, you awake yet? Yep, I'm super woke. Aaron says, I'm just here for the Al Zoot jokes. There will be no such jokes on this program.
This is a serious show, man. What is this?
It's a very, dude, Aaron, I mean, seriously, we're talking about terrorist attacks carried out that were sponsored by Iran, the world's biggest sponsor of terrorism. And now they've been caught, apprehended, exposed, face down, butt up to the entire world. You think we're going to turn this into an Al-Zut joke?
Good point.
I mean, everyone's just piling on Iran right now. Iran's just sitting there in the desert with everyone just piling on them, riding them all night long. And you think this is a time for Al-Zut jokes? Come on. Be serious.
They beat him in the desert.
You need a song about they beat me in the desert. What the heck is wrong with you? It seems obvious. Hey, D Wood and AP, I was wondering if you could point me towards a good translation of a Sunni Hadith collection. I'm wanting to get a physical copy to read. Thank you. Yeah, Caleb, there's not a lot of choices when it comes to translations. If you go to sunnah.com, it's basically, I've got like 2 different translations of Sahih Muslim and so on, but generally you go to sunnah.com, they've got their translations, or you go to the Darussalam editions. Not going to be a whole tremendous amount of difference. Although I have to say, when we start using certain hadiths, they change the translations over time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like in the passage in Sahih Muslim, where Aisha snuck out to see what Muhammad was doing when he's going with a secret little rendezvous with Diya al-Kalbi, a.k.a. the angel Jibreel, and then comes back, and then he hears her breathing heavily and stuff. Not the way Muhammad was breathing heavily on the night of Al-Zut, but hears her breathing heavily, and she tries to not tell him, tries to lie to him, and then he punches her in the chest or hits her in her chest. But it said, if you go back, and I've got it, it used to say, Sahih Muslim, he struck me in the chest, which caused me pain. If you go to Sahih Muslim now, it'll say, he shoved me, which it'll say something like that. So they take it out once we start using it. Same thing with the hadith about Muhammad sticking his tongue in a little boy's mouth and so on. Now they change it. We use it and they change it. That's how it works. So got to pay attention for things like that. But yeah, just go to sunnah.com. Just go to sunnah.com, and you can also get the collections on Amazon if you want a physical copy. Said, also, I read the Quran earlier this year, and the only thing you were wrong about is The Grapes of Wrath is really the worst book ever written. Reading it feels like getting zooted in the desert. I'm no fan of The Grapes of Wrath. I started it multiple times, never finished. But if you think The Grapes of Wrath is worse than the Quran, oh my goodness, I will block you. Quran is roughly 11,000 times worse than Grapes of Wrath. In fact, when I read the Quran, I start getting Grapes of Wrath. Muhammad liked the
grape in the desert.
Muhammad liked the feet from the men of Al-Zut. Yeah, Muhammad was into feet. I'm sorry, I have another joke. What do you call a Russian cow? Moscow. Wow. These are powerful, man. These are powerful. You see, Braveheart girl in Scotland fend off jihadis. Hang on, the Bobbies arrested Braveheart girl? Yes, apparently. That is seriously messed up. I mean, seriously, like, what do you do? If these guys can just walk up to any girl and do whatever they want to her, police don't help. And so it seems girls are just left to defend themselves, right? So a girl carries a knife. Okay, I have to carry a knife to protect myself from all these guys and what they want to do to me because the police won't help. What do? Oh, now we'll arrest you so you know you can't defend yourself, girl. They come up to you, want to do something to you and your sister. You let them do it. Under no circumstances do you stop them. You don't see us stopping them, do you? Well, neither do you get to stop them. Sick, evil people. Seriously, people of Great Britain. I understand you got people standing up, but like, on the whole, what kind of freaking cowards do you have to be as a population? I understand there are exceptions, but when you guys keep voting these people into power and stuff like this, that is treating 12-year-old girls like this, what the hell is wrong with you? glad we dumped
She was
your
not just arrested; she was charged, as I
Yeah.
can see right now.
Ah,
Charged
gosh.
after public meeting with something.
Please, someone tell her, do not take any sort of plea deal. They love to do that when they have these kind of, just take this deal, just take this plea deal, take this plea. Do not take a freaking plea deal. Make them take you to court in front of a jury and explain yourself. Explain what you go through on a daily basis, where you are, that caused you to realize you need to carry a knife and a hatchet to protect yourself from these guys. Explain it to everyone and let them do something to you over that. But yeah, right now I am glad we dumped your stupid tea into our stupid harbor. Great Britain.
Hey, it's the Scottish man.
What?
Actually, it's probably British law. No, man.
Wait, was that Scottish?
Yeah, but it's still in the British law. So.
Stupid British. Scotland. Dump their tea into your harbor. Our league says she needs to challenge Ilhan to a mubahala. That would be funny. That would be funny. How funny would it be? She's torching the Quran. She's going, "Let's do mubahala, Ilhan. Let's do mubahala." That would be legend status. We're gonna have to send her some tips on how to really mess with people. You guys should remix the theme song for Magic School Bus into Magic Jew Blood. It fits perfectly. I don't remember that one. I'll have to check it out. I'm in Mars, a.k.a. Australia. People are saying, you see, Israel controls us. Did they control us 2 weeks ago when we recognized Palestine?
It's so stupid.
Yeah, it is. You see. I bet you a bunch of people are going to be like, no, Iran. They're saying Iran was involved just because the Jews are framing them. I bet you they're going to be saying that.
Wait a minute. So, brandishing a knife or two, she had two bladed things in possession, carries a maximum of 4 years imprisonment on conviction, up to 6 months imprisonment and/or on summary conviction on lower court. Maximum toughest sentence is for what the hell? Showing a knife and implying I'm going to hurt you if you come closer with this carries a possible 4-year imprisonment sentence. For a 14-year-old, it's probably extremely unlikely to go that far.
Yeah.
But they also have to get additional approval to even prosecute her and so on. But she could still get in trouble just for having her knife out.
You people who live out there, if you let them punish this girl in any way, you are a big pile of cowards and you deserve to be subjugated. That is something you cannot tolerate.
For Britain to rise up and to do something.
It's pretty easy too. Do I have to go over there and do it for y'all? Anyway, the little girl is amazing. Yes, she is. That's why she's already reached legend status. Nice cross there. What's some good talking points that I can look into for Christians thinking the Jews are going to bring the Antichrist? I heard my mom listening to a video on YouTube saying this and got annoyed. What's the basis for that? Like I understand the reasoning. It's, Jews are waiting for the Messiah. So, obviously, when they give their stamp of approval to a Messiah, as they've done a bunch of times before, that's going to be the Antichrist. Why wasn't it the Antichrist all the other times? They said, hey, here's the Messiah.
I was just thinking, not sure what to tell you in terms of
Hey, something just happened. That's weird. It said Rattlesnake TV and their viewers just joined. How does that happen? I've never seen that before.
What?
It says Rattlesnake and their viewers just joined. What's that mean?
Where does it say that?
I just got a notification. It said Rattlesnake and their viewers just joined. What does that mean? Joined what? Like they're watching?
Oh, that's interesting.
I've never seen a notification like that before.
Wait, what's his name again? Rattlesnake TV. Are you here? Snake Read. Rattlesnake TV.
Oh yeah, Rattlesnake. They
Oh,
raided you. That's funny. I didn't know that was a thing.
Since when is that?
There, he says it was a raid. Ha ha. I still don't know what that means. Is that like when when people went over to Ali Dawa's channel?
Yeah. Oh, he was just live, and then he probably I don't know what happened, but maybe he sent people over here. I don't know, something.
Oh,
like
how do we do that? Because I'd love to do that if someone else is live and we're about to end a live stream, and we could be like send them over there. Is that what that is, or is it like does that mean they're watching it or something?
I don't know. It sounds like a bunch of boomers right now. So.
You know Rattlesnake, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Hey, Rattlesnake, if you can, send one of us a message about that, because I don't know what just happened or how that works or how we can do the same thing. But that seems interesting.
Oh, yeah.
What?
What's up? What's up, Rattlesnake? It means I sent my audience to watch your stream after my live stream. I see. Okay, cool.
So that is a thing that can be done,
How
and we don't
does
know
it
how to
direct-
do it.
How
Hey,
does
if
it
anyone,
totally-
someone who has our email, one of our email addresses or something like that, send us a link to how to do that, because we like to do that. Because sometimes we'll be live and we're wrapping up, and other people are live already, and that would be a cool thing to do. Interesting stuff.
Okay, interesting.
Okay, so as far as the Antichrist thing, so I understand the reasoning. It's, hey, Jews are looking for Messiah, so when they eventually say, hey, here's the Messiah, that will be the Antichrist. Why would you think that is going to be the Antichrist? Muslims are waiting for the Mahdi. So when they actually pick one, they're waiting for the restored caliphate and their new caliph. Why would you not think that is? Or why wouldn't you think it's going to be some other person who like unites everyone against something else or something like that? Why would you not think it's going to be this super persuasive, eloquent guys? You don't know a ton about exactly who the Antichrist is, coming from, as far as who's going to say, here's our guy. Anyway.
Okay, so here's how it happens. The streamer, as he's about to finish his live stream, takes the link of another live stream and copies it into the chat and tells people to go there, and then clicks on the live stream himself, which then gives YouTube the hint and sends over the notification that those viewers just joined to watch the channel. That's pretty nice.
Yeah,
That
so
is known
let's
as
try to-
rating in the streaming thing, but I didn't know that this is an actual thing that appears here on YouTube. That's kind of funny. But hey, very, very nice to see Rattlesnake. Rattlesnake TV is awesome, hosting very good debates. So thank you very much. To the issue of the Antichrist. Here is the thing, like if somebody asks me, for example, if somebody asks me who to listen to in terms of that topic, who to go to, it would be a little bit complicated for me to really think of a certain person who talks about that kind of stuff, which is why I was just a little bit, which is why I paused, because I thought to myself, I can just tell you what I think about it, and I can tell you, the response to it, but then it's just me talking. If you want to listen to somebody, that's a different thing. So I thought to myself, I'm currently preparing a bunch of things that I'm going to record with precision and most definitely, and I'm going to put the whole topic of Jews want to bring about the Antichrist on that list. And I'm not going to do it just by myself, but also with others, including with Jews and with Israelis themselves. Since this is also something that came up in the debate between me and Andrew Wilson, I think it would be good to have that on video to directly address it, because some people actually are kind of delusional enough that they actually think this is a very important talking point. So it probably needs to be addressed. I didn't think in the past that I should be making a video about that or anything, but now that it comes up as a question, I think, why not?
Got to do it, man. Got to do it. So,
because, to just give you the very, very brief response here, if you believe that there is such a thing and that the Jews will bring about the Antichrist, that's one thing. Okay, you can speculate. You can speculate on that. If, however, you think that that there is a collective of Jews, or the leaders in charge of the Jews or of Israel, who actually have a direct plan to somehow engage in certain rituals and bring about their own Messiah, which according to your interpretation would be the Antichrist, that is nonsense. That is not what's happening. In Israel, the majority of the population doesn't even want or doesn't even care about a third temple, which is what this is also connected to. Half the population doesn't believe in the coming of a Messiah. The religious population, or the conservative religious population, has such beliefs, but even among them, only a minority believes in actually right now establishing, for example, the third temple. Even with that, even with the idea of establishing a third temple, the people don't actually believe that they should be that they should create circumstances to then actively try and bring about their own Messiah, which you would call the Antichrist. First of all, calling their Messiah the Antichrist, from your perspective, is also purely speculative. You can base that on some eschatological understandings according to your Christian interpretation, but it is simply an interpretation. It is completely speculative. I know of an Orthodox Christian, of a very well respected Orthodox Christian scholar and hierarch who is extremely highly respected, who, for example, thinks, or who, for example, speculated and thought that if in the future the Jews expect their Messiah to come and the Messiah comes, it might very well be that the Messiah who comes might actually end up being our Jesus, and that this might be the moment that they come to the faith and we all are united, for example. So going about it a different way and then speculating that no, their Messiah is going to be the Antichrist and all that is purely speculative. However, do they actually engage in a campaign of actively wanting to bring about the Antichrist? No. Do they actively engage in a campaign of trying to bring about their Messiah through certain steps that they are taking right now? No. One thing that some of them are doing is they say it's time for us to take back the Temple Mount and to restore the temple. But even that is not a completely unanimous, extremely popular position. Many of the religious Jews actually think that that it is not upon them to rebuild or to restore the third temple, but rather upon the Messiah himself when he comes to restore the third temple. So this is a very complex topic. It's not as simple as saying, oh, if we help the Jews, or if we allow the Jews, or if we tolerate them, they will bring about the third temple, it will bring about the Antichrist. It's nonsense. It's nonsense, and it's just pure fear-mongering.
Yeah, I have to say, and look at when this becomes a thing, right? You got a huge terrorist attack. Israel retaliates after the terrorist attack because took hostages and so on. And then you got people like, let's not side with the Hamas jihadis who want to carry out their goal of their stated goal that goes back to their prophet of completely exterminating the Jews. And then you're told, no, by opposing Hamas exterminating the Jews, you're promoting the Antichrist. Like, what? Andrew Wilson's a great debater. I think it's a dumbass argument. I don't even say that normally. That is a dumbass argument, Andrew Wilson. And all your followers who fall for that, they're dumbasses for falling for that stupid, dumbass argument. I hate the strong language, but that is just such idiotic nonsense, man.
Dumbass just means donkey, so I'm not sure why you're saying it's strong language.
Hey, look at this. John says,
but
stop.
Careful how you talk about my friend Andrew Wilson, man.
Yeah. No, and that's the thing. Andrew's super cool. He's one of the top debaters that are out there. But when you use a stupid, dumbass argument like that, no, what? You can't not want Israel to be exterminated and wiped out, because if you do, you're going to bring about the Antichrist and you'll be responsible. That's like chunk yogurt level argumentation right there. Look at this dope. John says, just stop talking. Why would you tell the guy with the block button? Hang on 1 second. Why would you tell the guy with the block button not to talk? Hey, John, go ahead and post another comment. Oh, wait, you can't. Oh, what a dork. Anyway. now it's turning the whole thing about Jews. How do all these people complaining about Jews come over here? Ant22 says, FY, even pepper spray is illegal here in the U.S. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I've heard that too. Like pepper spray, it's like, okay, Like pepper spray is meant for, okay, if you don't want to kill someone, if you don't want to stab someone, if you don't want to shoot someone, you can spray them with pepper spray and it's going to hurt a lot, but it's going to stop them from attacking you. And the UK government's like, no, you can't do that. What are you talking about? You got the gangs of guys going around stalking and graping little girls. What can they do anything? No, they can't do anything. They can't hold a weapon. They can't have pepper spray. Nothing. They just have to let these guys do whatever they want. I do not know how you allow that to happen. That is insane. But I'm glad we are not connected to you complete lunatics anymore.
Yeah, weapons is a very, 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 very sensitive topic in Europe, except in Switzerland.
D. Wood and AP, you've got so much life experience. That's true. And interactions with all kinds of people. Yep. I'd like your opinion. What's the deal with Chunk Yogurt? Hey, that's funny. I just mentioned Chunk Yogurt. Is he sincere? Is he a grifter? Is he a true believer? Yes, all of those.
Yes. Is he sincere? Yes and no. Is he a grifter? Yes. Is he a true believer? In yes and no. Hold on, that's the question.
That is correct. It's going for Iran and its proxies as it went for Muhammad when the men of Al-Zut loosened his leather straps. That is completely, utterly, totally correct. Iran is getting zooted. Iran right now is getting the crap zooted out of them, and it's only going to get worse, just like it did for Muhammad. The Australian government doing something good. That's unexpected, given they really do suck at leading their own country, lol. Yeah, I know. You have to wonder, is it just for show? Because aren't they, isn't Australia on the on team let's recognize a Palestinian state?
Yeah, yeah.
And so
Which is very funny because according to polls, the majority of Australians themselves...
Wait, not polls in the Al-Zut sense, right?
No,
Okay.
no.
All right.
No, real polls. Not the real polls that you also... So according to polls, the majority of Australians do not want a Palestinian state recognized. Those who do want it only want it under the condition that there is a new leadership in the Palestinian territories. However, the Australian government completely ignores it and just says, we are going to recognize a Palestinian state. So,
yeah, I just wonder, sometimes you kind of do something for show because you're getting blasted. And so, not in the Al-Zut sense, but like Australia, for all the people who think it's a really, really bad idea to announce to the world, hey, if you want your own state because you're a bunch of terrorists and you want a terrorist state, just go kill a bunch of Jews and then we'll say, we recognize you state. For people who've been complaining about that being a bad idea, well, we'll go ahead and point out that Iran was, we actually know Iran was behind these attacks. If Muhammad is the last prophet, but not in the Al-Zut sense, but he's dead and Jesus is alive, and also the prophetic role of Jesus isn't complete since he returns as a judge, wouldn't that make Jesus the last prophet in Islam? Yes. Yeah, and it's funny because Muslims complain about Ahmadis. So Ahmadis are, they believe in all the pillars of Islam and so on. They believe in in the 5 pillars, the 6 articles of faith. They believe all that. But they believe that Jesus already returned as a guy named Mirza Ghulam Ahmad. And it's funny because the main criticism against them is, you guys believe in someone who came after Prophet Muhammad. Wait, all Muslims are supposed to believe in someone who comes after Muhammad. You're supposed to believe in the return of Jesus. But Eric, it's actually interesting because it says in the prophecies, in straightforward Sunni sources, it says that Jesus is going to return and he's going to abolish the jizya. Well, why is that interesting? Jizya is the command in the Quran. That's a command in the Quran. So if Jesus is abolishing that, if he's abrogating that, then he's actually doing prophetic stuff, not just returning as like someone to kill people or something like that. He's actually changing the rules, which means he's actually a prophet after Muhammad. So Jesus, according to Islam, would be the real seal of the prophets. Boom. Maybe if we're just nice to the IRGC, their hearts will melt and they'll be our best friends. Yeah, I'm sure there are plenty of people thinking that right now.
oh yeah, that might work.
What are some of the best ways I could approach my coworkers and peers to share the gospel? What methods would be best to approach the topic? Thank you.
Why do you want to approach peers?
Hayden, get a copy of Tactics, short book. Greg Koukl, Koukl. Looks like Koukl, but don't call him that to his face. He gets really mad if you call him Koukl. It's Koukl. It's pronounced Koukl. But awesome little book called Tactics. It's about getting into these discussions by asking questions. In other words, there are Christians who would walk up and say, "Hey, Jesus died on the cross for your sins, rose from the dead, so repent." But as far as getting people into serious conversations, it's actually better to start asking questions about what they think and what they believe and stuff like that, and then doors will open. What are you grinning at and laughing at? What did you see? We're sitting here talking about how to share the gospel, and you're giggling yourself silly because you just looked at something. What is so funny? It's more important.
Because FLP 34 just said, Israel is the Jewish state, the greatest state of all.
Chunk yogurt, ladies and gentlemen. How is that not on your soundboard, dude?
It is actually on my soundboard.
Oh, good. Awesome.
It is on my soundboard. I just recently put it on my soundboard. Junk Urgu declaring, Israel is the Jewish state, the greatest state of all.
Tezbot says, "Hi guys, I hate to be critical, but do you think you might be just a little Islamophobic?" No. There's no Islamophobia here. Do we look scared? Do we look afraid?
I'm terrified. I am terrified.
People are actually sending a bunch of super chats. We may never get to the topic, so I think I'll take one more, and then we'll start jumping into this, and then I'll go back and forth between what stuff we're looking at and super chats. Thanks for the idea, AP. I'll make anti-Islam protest signs by cutting out each letter from a Quran. Ooh. You see this, AP?
Ooh, that's good.
Said he's going to make anti-Islam protest signs by cutting out each letter from a Quran and paste it to a colored poster board. Ooh. I'm normally an unstoppable fire hose of good ideas, and lots of people come up with ideas, and I'm like, I already thought of that 7 years ago. But that, I didn't even think of that.
Nice.
So, and I'm the guy who came up with the ancient art of Kuranagami.
It's funny how David always goes, normally I am the best.
Yeah.
Normally I'm the greatest there is, but.
That is funny. That is cool when I do that. I agree.
Yeah.
Hey. Hymns of Haim says, do y'all have the soundbite of Alex O'Connor saying Christianity is based? Here's my jizya. Hopefully I'm spared. Inshakra. AP does.
I have it.
It's not. It doesn't play on my software when you do that, man.
I know it doesn't. I just checked it for myself.
You used to have it set up to where it would play.
I did, but it kind of messes with my whole audio on my computer. So.
Oh, okay. You don't want to do that. What is this? Christianity is based on corrupted Injil and is false. Is based on corrupted Injil and is false. Yeah, they want to say something. They got to. Oh, look, I get it. They put it as one word, so you got to say it real quick. Christianity is based on corrupted Injil is false. You got to say it like that. You got to say it like that. Okay, before we jump into the story, we got more super chats, but we're going to go ahead and jump into the story. But before that, let's see if that's how Sadiq said it.
The crux of the matter is this, and one only.
We'll help him.
Christianity is based
On corrupted Injil.
Hey, he said Christianity is based.
Hey, make sure you clip that.
Dude, I don't think if you jump in quick enough, I don't think. I think we're too good to you just have to drop the word based, like, period anymore. It's not going to work, right? Like, we can jump in too fast. Look at that. So I'm going to say it. Christianity is based on corrupted Injil and is false. Watch this. There's not. So I'll be Sadiq here. I will try to say this. Watch this.
Christianity's
Christianity's based on corrupted Injil.
Hey, he said Christianity is based.
Hey, make sure you clip that. Can't say nothing else.
Thank you.
Live converted, live new top Dawa leader gets converts to Christianity.
You see, this is what
I don't think they can use the word based in any context anymore. Not if you're saying Christianity is based.
I just feel bad for Avery, man, because in that moment you want to say something very funny and very good, but then he misspeaks and then he messes it up. I hate it when I do that. You know.
He pulled it off, man. Pulled it off.
Yeah,
He was making
yeah.
fun of the Dalbo guys. And what they would have said if a Christian had said, "Oh, top Christian speaker converts to Islam." Oh, man. And then we have from Arctic Based, mirror, mirror on the wall. And I said, a mirror, mirror on the wall. Who is the most based of them all? That was a rumble double. 5 minutes it lasted, the mirror said. All right, ready to jump into the story?
Yes.
All right, guys. We got more super chats. We'll get back to those. What did I want to cover here? Let's check out the footage of the attack from December of last year. Ready? It's the synagogue. This is the synagogue attack, ladies and gentlemen. This is from December 2024. This is in Australia, where a synagogue was set ablaze. Fortunately, there was no one in there, so no one was injured. Let's see. You see this, AP? Look. Oh, he's got a big tank of something. Dumping it all in there. It looks like there was already one right there. Oh, there was already a guy. So this guy was bringing up another one. There was already a guy dumping stuff in there. And then the guy brought in another. Not sure what chemical they're using. Could just be gasoline or something like that. Oh, another one. So that's 3. That's 3. Looks like 5-gallon containers. And boom, look at that. I don't think that's gasoline, man. I don't think
Or just
gasoline.
a lot of it.
I don't think gasoline would blaze up like that quickly. Anyone know about accelerants? That seems to blaze faster than. I'll go back. Seems to blaze a lot faster. So you can see there's already a guy there, and there's already a container there, and another guy's running with another container. Oh, he's got 2. So there's already a guy. Okay. These guys used a bunch, man. They used a bunch of accelerant.
On 9th of December, Victoria Police stated that the incident was being treated as a terrorist attack. The perpetrators of the attack reportedly used an accelerant and followed by spreading that throughout the interior of the building with a broom before lighting the accelerant fluid. That's it.
Yeah, a Coco Loco said, yeah, that's way too reactive. That's what I mean. Does not seem like gasoline. Steph S says paint thinner. Perjury says that's acetone. Carol B says kerosene. Seems doesn't seem like kerosene either to me. I don't know about. I've never used acetone.
The 2 masked men entered the Adas Israel synagogue. The men began pouring an accelerant on the floor and spreading it throughout the interior of the building. Were disturbed by a congregant who was attending the synagogue. The 2 perpetrators set the accelerant alight just before 4:10 and fled the scene in a stolen Golf. The fire spread quickly, causing extensive damage to the inside of the synagogue and collapsing part of the roof. One member of the synagogue sustained minor injuries to his hands in the fire. Interesting.
One more time here. Fitty Fresh says gasoline does that burn that fast. No, it doesn't.
It does. I've seen it personally in all my burnings.
Like that? No. Look at that.
No, that just seems very extreme because of the camera footage.
I get that the camera. I mean, look, you've already got smoke going across the top of the screen. It starts like really quick, like, man.
I know, but the real.
I've burned a lot of gasoline in my life. I haven't burned a lot of other stuff. That seems significantly faster spreading than gasoline.
The light here is probably 10 times bigger than
what
the flame
is it?
looks like.
I don't think so. This dude seemed to be bolting from it. It looked like they were about to get engulfed in the flames.
Powerful.
Okay, so now we have this speech that just came out. Now I have the speech. I've done some investigating. And they know who's responsible.
Since the terrible events of October 7, 2023, we have witnessed a number of appalling anti-Semitic attacks against Australia's Jewish community. I've made...
Who's this dork? Hey, you Australians, this a good guy or a terrible guy?
Is it one of them bad guys or one of them good guys?
Good guy or bad guy?
Hey, this is funny. Look at this. I'm reading the Wikipedia article of the attack right now. Following the attack, Anton Issa, a former Guardian Australia journalist and chief of staff to Greens Senator Maureen Faruqi, made conspiratorial claims that the attack may have been a false flag perpetrated by Zionists.
Ah, I already said that.
Issa was reportedly reprimanded for his comments. Another one, also a Muslim, also made statements that it was probably Jewish. False flag attack. It's always the same people, man.
Yeah, isn't it?
It's either some Muslim saying, "Oh no, it was probably Jews themselves," or if it's not a Muslim, it's some dummy who follows Nick Fuentes and sits in a basement in Pakistan.
Yeah, I mean, think about that. You can find the connections to Iran and who they're connected to, and they're connected to criminal organizations and putting all this together to carry out these attacks to cause division and so on. And doesn't matter how much evidence you have. No, but come on, it's just a false flag. And meanwhile, Candace Owens could say, well, I got an email from an anonymous account who said that his cousins, girlfriends, brothers, sisters, aunt, friends knew a guy who heard from someone else that this is actually the Jews. And she would just take that as like conclusive proof.
That's funny. By the way, the guy on the screen is the Prime Minister. That's what he is. He's Albanese. Anthony Albanese.
Is he a good prime minister or a crap prime minister? Because most prime ministers nowadays seem to be pure crap.
He is popular with like half of Australians, but you would probably describe him as a bad guy because he's basically a socialist leftist.
Sir Clipsalot says it's Zutonium, and we had Arctic Base say it's Zutaline. So either one of those are more probable. Either one of those are more probable options than just gasoline. Hold up. So this dork on the screen, Anthony Norman Anthony Norman Albanese is an Australian politician who has served as the 31st and current Prime Minister of Australia since 2022. He has been the leader of the Labour Party.
Wait, what?
Labour Party.
It is pronounced Albanese? What? Why?
Oh my goodness, that's even worse.
Why?
Do we have to say, is it Norman and Anthony? Norman Albanese?
It literally says Albanese there. Why Albanese?
And why is he naming himself after Albany, New York, and he's in Australia?
I don't know.
And then, but you have to pronounce it Albanese like an Italian. Albanese. Oh, man.
These people from Mars are really weird, man. I don't know.
This guy sounds... It's basically, he sounds like their Keir Starmer, man.
Yeah.
So this is
Keir Starmer of Mars.
Their Keir Starmer. And just like... Hey, notice the timing, right? Notice like Keir Starmer recently has been, if you are here illegally, we will come and stop you and send you back where you came from. He's starting to sound all right-wing because he sees people are turning against him. And then what's this guy doing? Yes, look, yes, we're protecting you from the jihadis of Iran. Gosh.
Oh, it's an Italian name that is Albanese. Okay,
it's Albanese. Sounds like, something on the menu. You want the chicken Albanese with the veal scallopini?
This is such a joke, man. I'm checking Keir Starmer's approval ratings right now. 25% say they have a favorable view of him. 68 say they have an unfavorable. This is such a joke, man.
It is.
I mean, and
that's why if you look at his post now, he sounds like Tommy Robinson. He's posting like he's Tommy Robinson. Why? It's if you've got all these crap policies, but you know there's an eventual there's another election that you have to win, you got to pay attention to that. And now they're paying attention, but it just sounds so fake. Every single post, I'm going to crack down on the. Come on.
Net favorability -44. This is so incredible. Europe is kind of weird in some ways. You know, in some ways it is pretty good, but in other ways it's like you have Macron, for example. According to recent polls, only 20% of the country actually approves of him, but he's still the president of the nation. Like, you know, things are kind of weird.
It is weird, man. We've talked before about, you know, in the U.S. we have the problem of this like two-party system. The two-party system is not official. You could have a 10-party, and you do have other parties, but it basically boils down to a two-party system. And the reason is once you eventually get to, you know, you have two just dominant parties, you kind of can't, like, any extra party doesn't work and just destroys whatever party's closest to it. So if you got Republicans and Democrats right now, if like Elon, right? If Elon says he wanted to start another party, okay, his party would be closer to the Republicans, which would do what? Now you'd have a third party that's like conservative or something like that. So a bunch of the Republicans would side with this conservative party if they liked it better. And what would happen? Well, now you've divided your Republican vote and Democrats would automatically win. Same thing with the Democrats. If another party forms and is closer to the Democrats, then you split the Democrat vote and the Republicans would pretty much automatically win. And so how do you break out of that? We've talked about European system where you have a bunch of parties and then they have to form coalitions and so on. We look at that and say, wouldn't that work better? But we're looking at this and going, it doesn't seem like it's in theory, it seems like it would be better than this like just unbreakable two-party system. And yet we look at the results and it seems like crap. It seems like crap too. Man, these guys what got me looking for a king, man. We just need a king.
We need a dictator. That's what we need. And that's going to be me.
Or a queen dictator. And that would be Valentina Gomez.
No, it's going to be me.
So it's either AP or Valentina Gomez.
Well, I am already on the path of becoming dictator of Britain. So I'm not sure if I can also take on America, but I'm open to it.
All right. So here we are. We are checking out the ramblings. It sucks because I can't stand this dude based on what 5 minutes of reading about him. And yet he just did something cool. They kicked out the treacherous ambassador of Iran and called their own ambassador to get out of Iran and told their citizens to get out of Iran. So he did something, but I don't trust anything these guys do anymore. It's like everything they do, even if it looks good, it's for show. Can't trust them on anything, and it sucks. Let's see.
Since the terrible events of October 7, 2023, we have witnessed a number of appalling anti-Semitic attacks against Australia's Jewish community. I've made it clear that these sorts of incidents have no place in Australia and that I wanted ASIO and the AFP to investigate as a priority. ASIO has now gathered enough credible intelligence to reach a deeply disturbing conclusion that the Iranian government directed at least 2 of these attacks.
You catch the at least? What?
Yeah, at least. They were
at
also
least. What'd you say?
So they were also behind October 7. So
yeah, and so he's talking specifically about the attack on, I think it was a restaurant or something like that. And the attack on a synagogue. But yeah, he said at least because they had more attacks, but they've actually connected Iran to 2 of them. So at least they are at least behind 2 of them. Not the way Al-Zut were behind Muhammad, but you guys know what we're talking about.
Iran has sought to disguise its involvement, but ASIO assesses it was behind the attacks on the Lewis Continental Kitchen in Sydney on October 20 last year, and the Adass Israel Synagogue in Melbourne on December 6 last year. ASIO assesses it is likely Iran directed further attacks as well.
There's got to be pictures of this guy together with Keir Starmer, don't there? Doesn't there have to be? Like these guys, wouldn't these guys be like the best buddies in the world?
Yeah.
Like they could have this guy should get together with Keir Starmer and have a like, who's weaker battle. They'd both win. Anyway.
These were extraordinary and dangerous acts of aggression orchestrated by a foreign nation on Australian soil.
You catch what he just said? Because it ties into what you just said, AP. He's sitting here saying, shame on Iran. We're kicking out the ambassador of Iran. We're calling our people out of Iran. Why? Because they were the puppet masters behind 2 attacks that are meant to sow massive discord and so on that didn't actually kill anybody. No one died because of this. But the idea that they were behind this means there need to be repercussions. Okay, as AP pointed out, you know what else Iran was behind? You know what else Iran was the puppet master behind? The October 7th attacks, which killed 1,200 people and all kinds of hostages taken. And what do you think should be done about that? Oh, well, yes, the people who carried out the attacks and became the puppets of and who were hell-bent on completely exterminating the entire Jewish population. Let's give them a terrorist state so they can be more effective next time. You freaking hypocrite.
They were attempts to undermine social cohesion and sow discord in.
You know what else was an attempt to undermine social cohesion and sow discord? October 7th.
Our community. It is totally unacceptable, and the Australian government is taking strong and decisive action in response.
Somehow Australia and strong and decisive response, that doesn't go together.
Time ago, we informed the Iranian ambassador to Australia that he would be expelled. We have suspended operations at our embassy in Tehran, and all our diplomats are now safe in a third country. I can also announce the government will legislate to list Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, the IRGC, as a terrorist organisation.
I do like that. As much as I think of you as an Aussie Keir Starmer, one of the weakest losers in the world, wondering how, in the name of common sense, the people that gave us Crocodile Dundee could ever put you into power. Glad you have recognized what the IRGC is.
How about this?
Scumbags. What?
Together with recognizing the IRGC as a terrorist organization, let us also designate any organization that directly works together with the IRGC as terrorist organizations. And while doing that, let us also recognize those outside the country that have worked with the IRGC and their bodies and their arms and their wings also as terrorist organizations, such as the Muslim Brotherhood and all its affiliate organizations. How about let's also designate any organization that is affiliated with the Muslim Brotherhood, of which Hamas is officially an arm, by the way, as is stated in their Hamas charter. Let's also designate all the Muslim Brotherhood organizations and all those that are offshoots of the Muslim Brotherhood as terrorist organizations. Let's do that for all Muslim Brotherhood offshoots in Australia and also in Europe and also in America. Let's do that everywhere. Any organization such as CARE, such as the Muslim Council of Britain, such as I'm sure Australia also has something like that. Let's also treat them all as terrorist organizations and kick out anyone who has anything to do with those. Let's take things a little bit more seriously. How about that?
Got to do something about the Muslim Brotherhood. I have to say, it is good that the Iranian axis of evil is crumbling. It is good that Dawa is crumbling. It's all right there, ladies and gentlemen. We can see all this. We could finish off all this nonsense in our lifetimes and leave a better world to future generations. You just need to not have terrible little weakling leaders like this. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like I can already tell this guy's like a Keir Starmer type just by listening to him, even as he's saying we're recognizing the Iranian regime as a bunch of terrorist scumbags. Like, I trust these guys so little. I would think like, well, maybe the Muslim Brotherhood put him up to this. Like, hey, we'll be friends with you, and we'll be best buddies if you do something against Iran for us. And he's like, hey, okay, oh yes, love kangaroos. Well, all right.
Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, the IRGC, as a terrorist organisation. I've said many times that the Australian people want two things. They want killing in the Middle East to stop.
Well, the best way to get killing in the Middle East to stop, mate, is by giving more and more nations to terrorist organizations. That's the way to do it. Yeah, toss another shrimp on that barbie.
They don't want conflict in the Middle East brought here.
Are you freaking serious?
That's all you do. That's all you do is bring conflicts from the Middle East to Australia. That's all you guys do.
Excuse me, you brought tons of people from the Middle East into your countries. You brought organizations from the Middle East to your countries. You brought all the Islamists to your countries who, as soon as October 7th happened, went out and started celebrating and went out and said, we are happy. Allahu Akbar, down with the Zionists, down with the Jews, and down with Australia, death to Australia, death to Israel, and death to America. You had people chanting in the streets, gas the Jews in Australia, in Sydney. That's a result of bringing massive amounts of people from those countries into your country, into your countries, and now you don't want to have the conflicts of the Middle East in your country.
Yeah, dude, what he just said. Wait, people of Australia don't want the conflicts. So that's literally all you've been doing is bringing the conflicts of the Middle East into Australia, right? Like the farthest place away from them, and you're like, no, we've got to have it here. Oh, what's left? Just Antarctica, right? So that's all you guys have been doing, but it reminds me totally of Keir Starmer, like suddenly pretending that they're the party of being against illegal immigrants coming into the UK and the Islamization of the UK. They're the ones who are against it now. Suddenly, when your poll numbers are like lowest anything has ever been. Suddenly, oh, here's what we're really all about. Politicians are a joke, man. Politicians are a joke. Except Valentina Gomez.
Man has sought to do just that. They have sought to harm and terrify Jewish Australians and to sow hatred and division in our community. The actions of my government send a clear message, a message to all Australians that we stand against anti-Semitism and we stand against violence, and a message to nations like Iran who seek to interfere in our country that your aggression will not be tolerated.
Ooh, he's intolerant. See that? He's intolerant. He's an Islamophobe. Our government sends a clear message that we're against anti-Semitism whenever it's convenient or whenever our advisors tell us we need to be on camera at some point. What? Just want to look at a quick article. And then we'll finish the super chats, and then we'll be out. Ready? Here we
Jeremy
go.
Crawford says Kenneth Owens is a man. Everybody knows that was.
Yeah, I know. This is from Apostate Prophet.
Oh yeah, I wrote that.
Australia accuses Iran of organizing anti-Semitic attacks and expels ambassador. We just want the official report from Apostate Prophet. Darn it, not going to get rid of this Jeremy thing on the screen. Blocking this powerful article. All right. Melbourne, Australia. Apostate prophet. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has accused Iran of organizing 2 anti-Semitic attacks, it's at least 2, in Australia, and said the country was cutting off diplomatic relations with Tehran in response on Tuesday. Cutting off diplomatic relations. Wow. The Australian Security Intelligence Organization, ASIO, you need better words. Hey, we're ASIO. That sounds stupid. Concluded that Iran had directed arson attacks on the Lewis Continental Kitchen, a kosher food company in Sydney, in October 2024, and on Melbourne's Adass Israel Synagogue 2 months later, Albanese said. Shortly before the announcement, the Australian government told Iran's ambassador to Australia, Ahmed Sadeghi, that he will be expelled. Now you have to go to the reform school with all the other delinquents. You've been expelled, buddy. It also withdrew Australian diplomats posted in Iran to a third country, Albanese said. This is good stuff. An alert to Australians in Iran noted the embassy's closure and urged them to strongly consider leaving as soon as possible if it is safe to do so. Why wouldn't it be safe? It's Iran, man. Foreigners in Iran, including Australians and dual Australian-Iranian nationals, are at a high risk of arbitrary detention or arrest, the warning read. They said that about foreigners in general. It's weird. Australia updated its warning to travelers to its highest level. Do not travel. Yeah, Iran, they are the sort of dirtbags, man. They are the sort of dirtbags who would just conveniently arrest a bunch of random people who happen to be there and be like, "Oh, we think this person's a terrorist," because then they lock them up and then they hold them and use them as pawns in the future.
Beast.
That's like Putin did. Putin did with that basketball player, Brittany What's-Her-Face. She had a little vial, a little vial of, I think, cannabis oil or something like that. And they're like, 9 years. They knew what they were doing. They're using her as a negotiating chip to get back an arms dealer. Smart, evil, but smart. All right, guys. So just wanted to cover that. We happen to love seeing Iran crumble.
Beast.
And guys, it's like really, really bad. Shias and their goal to eventually dominate the world and stuff like that. That was based in large part on Iran, having a strong Iran and an Iran that was connected to Russia and had Syria on the front lines and had Hezbollah and had the Houthis. And so it's like a big octopus that's got its tentacles all over the world. And now Russia's too busy fighting Ukrainians to help them. So that isn't working. Hezbollah literally got their balls blown off. They lost Syria. Yemen is almost completely, the Houthis in Yemen are almost completely useless now. What are they trying to do? They're trying to annoy ships. They're trying to annoy boats. Oh no, they're going to annoy another boat.
Oh no.
And what's going on with Iran? Not looking too good. May the people of Iran, may the real Iran rise up against the fake garbage Iran led by the mullahs. That's something we will see in our lifetimes. I don't know if I hope we'll see the collapse of the Muslim Brotherhood and all this stuff be tossed into the dustbin of history. But Iran, that could happen anytime, guys. That could happen this year. That could happen next year. Could happen anytime. Fun times. All right, let's take the rest of these super chats. Guys, please check out Matt Ehret at The Canadian Patriot. He breaks down the geopolitical situation from a deeper historical... deeper than what? Deeper than Al-Zut?
I thought it too.
It would be great if you interviewed him. Most importantly, intro him to Gark. It ain't no snitch. Hey, why don't
Well, I'm
you check?
publishing that tomorrow. Yeah.
What?
I'm publishing Gargard Ain't No Snitch tomorrow.
On YouTube or one of these other platforms that no one knows how to use?
On YouTube and on Spotify and all music.
Let me know. I will share it. I will share it. It will be based. And AP is one step closer to having his full album. Hey, let me just
What?
look real quick.
No.
What? I want to see The Canadian Patriot. Is that a YouTube channel? The Canadian Patriot. It's got the Canadian Patriot. Let's see. There's Canadian Patriot Press, Canadian Patriot Podcast. See, I have to say, whenever someone's like, hey, you have to check out the Canadian Patriot, I'm like, how do I know this isn't like the Canadian Patriot? Saying this, recommending himself. How can I trust something like that?
Probably is.
Care to explain that? It'd be funny if I had like 20 extra accounts and I'm always like sending people messages. You know who you really need? It's David Wood. He's so
That's what I do all the time. That's what I do all the time. In fact, all those people who are usually in the chat promoting me are me.
Jay Pendragon says, there was a guy at my college who was preaching about how bad Islam and Muhammad are. Wrong place, man. There's no mosque in Miles. Oh, I mean, it's a mistake to think that it's only relevant if you're talking to Muslims. One of the most important steps is getting people to understand Islam so that it becomes common knowledge. So, no, it needs to be common knowledge at your college
Yes.
as well. Even if there's no Muslim anywhere near there, it needs to become common knowledge. So, I support the guy at your college who was talking about Islam.
I do too.
Goat Hub says, what do you call a goat in Pakistan? A bride. It's a little too easy, isn't it?
But it's
Not
good.
Not as easy as Muhammad on the night of Al-Zut, but you know what I'm talking about. Jesus Christ is Lord. Keep the books moist. Salesboy Comics. Do you remember the Scottish lady who was angry Muslims told her to put hijab? She caved. Her YouTube channel is Revert to Islam Sister Melanie. Oh, wait, the one, she was a revert and they were telling her to put on a hijab and she was saying, no, I don't have to. That's just an interpretation. Is it that lady? Hang on.
There are many such ladies.
Revert to, I want to see if it's one of the ones we talked about in the past. Revert to Islam Sister Melanie.
I see always like one or two of the same people pop up or people sending me clips of them and I just click away.
Yeah, I don't know if that's one of the chicks we covered in the past because that was TikTok videos and we were focusing on that. But yeah, wait, I don't know. Hang on, her video from yesterday is I reverted to Islam, but I'm reading Bible now. My honest journey of faith. Here's the thing. It can be an honest journey of faith and you could just want to be posting your journey and that's relevant. It's just there are so many people now who are just doing everything for shows and clicks right now. It's hard to take any of it seriously. So she could be completely genuine, but when it's, oh, I'm a Muslim. Oh, now I'm reading the Bible. Oh, now I'm reading the Quran again. Now I'm reading the Bible. What do you all think? These seem like situations that are designed to get clicks. Like, hey, I'm reading the Bible now. That seems like you want clicks from Muslims going, no, don't read the Bible, even though Allah confirms it as the inspired, preserved, authoritative word of God for English speakers, which is you. I said for English speakers because Islam doesn't know that there are any languages that arose after it. Boy. But according to the Quran, the Bible is the book for people from a Christian background. So that would be the English-speaking West. But I reverted to Islam, but I'm reading the Bible now. My honest journey of faith. We should do a show. We should do a show later and go through some of those videos, man. Not familiar with her.
Sister Melanie. Is that with two L's?
What I'm really interested in is when they say, here's why I converted to Islam. It is always, always, always 100% of the time the most idiotic nonsense. And I don't mean because I disagree with it. I mean every single thing they say. It's all you're saying is, this is the lie. These are the lies the Dawa guys told me, and I just didn't bother to investigate any of it. But now I will go ahead and revert and start telling people these same reasons that I never bothered to investigate. And they'll spread all these lies until we expose them. What a religion. What a religion. Hey, Revert to Islam sister Melanie, if you'd like to join us live and explain your reasons for reverting to Islam and wherever you're at now, happy to have that conversation with you. And yes, we will be nice. We're pretty nice to people who are nice. There are other people who aren't nice, and then we're not as nice. Revert to Islam sister Melanie. Doesn't matter who you vote for in UK, it's an illusion of choice. UK is an experiment in multiculturalism, globalism, and votes can't get in the way.
Hold on, hang on. Sister, okay, Noor Melanie. She wore hijabs in several of her videos, but her last posted video is without a hijab.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. I noticed that. So,
hang on.
Yeah, the people who flip flop all the time makes me think it's for show.
Oh, I created a TikTok account now.
Hey, Drew. Yeah, you don't understand me, Drew. You said, look, doesn't matter who you vote for in UK. It's an illusion of choice. UK is an experiment in multiculturalism, globalism, and votes can't get in the way. Yeah, I understand that's how you are. What I don't understand is why if you had enough people who were sick of that, you could put anyone into power you want. You could actually put someone into power who could fix that. You don't. You keep this system. You keep this going. Now, to be fair, the United States is similar in different ways. We're not being, subjugated by Islam and so on, but we're like that in terms of like an issue earlier this year that we've talked about before is like borrowing massive amounts of money. Right? The U.S. government the United States of America is massively tens of trillions of dollars in debt. And guess what? You can't do that forever. I mean, eventually you're going to get to the point where you're going to be taxing people 50% of all their income, and it's all going to be going to paying the interest on all this money that you've taken out. Guess what? So that's a disaster either way. And both parties do it. Both parties do it. You vote for Republicans, they do it. You vote for Democrats, they do it. You have individual, you'll have, specific regimes in place for a while, and they might be a little better, but at the end of the day, they're all doing this. So I'd look at it like you're doomed either way. You're doomed either way. And you can't, like what you're talking, you can't even fix it, because if you had a party, like Elon's party, this is what Elon wants his party to do. If you have the party that comes into power and says, guys, we are massively dialing back what the government is doing. We have to drastically reduce spending. And so guess what? People are going to hate you. You're going to be the party of jerks who cut everything that the government's doing. And people aren't going to like you. So the people would rather keep doing this and leaving the disaster for our grandchildren to take care of. Now, I look at that and say, well, you're a bunch of selfish scumbags then. But I understand the idea of not being able to jump in there and do something about it. But the thing is, it's like, okay, even with that, you could still have a country, even though you're eventually going to have to face the consequences of your horrible, reckless spending and so on. You guys are in a situation where a girl can't even defend herself against people harassing her and stuff. She can't even what the heck? What is, if you were at a point where things are so bad that there is literally nothing a girl can do besides being raped. What the hell, man? In other words, we got problems in the U.S., but my goodness, sucks over there, man. Sucks. What do you think about a responding to converts month? I see their channels and they use 10 years ago Dawa script. That's an ongoing problem because they get the Dawa script from 10 years ago, but it'll be used on them like now on TikTok and stuff. They seem easy target for deconvert. Yeah, we should. We should have a. We should be covering all the people who revert. Every time someone, hey guys, I reverted. Now follow my TikTok channel. We should respond to their stupid reasons because they're always, 100% of the time, really, really stupid.
There was a I started doing those streams a long time ago, many years ago. Many years ago, where I was looking at videos of people reverting and reacting to them during live streams, and they always turn out to be completely stupid. Then I stopped doing it because I thought this is just very low-hanging fruit, man.
Do you think Muhammad would like Sunnis or Shias more? Well, there's a little problem. Neither of their sources from a historical perspective seem more reliable than the other group's sources, right? They all have these problems. They've all been fabricating sources and things like that, and they all came up with their methodology that supposedly gets you to the truth, and they contradict each other. And so I would say we actually don't know. Me and AP are vastly more familiar with the Sunni sources. So if we're thinking about Shias, we're thinking about them from the Sunni perspective, just because that's what we're most familiar with. At the end of the day, we don't have a good reason to trust the Sunni sources more than the Shia sources, really, not objectively. And even Yasser Qadi admitted that their entire system is a steaming pile of garbage.
I must say, I would say that Muhammad would probably like the Sunnis more than the Shia.
No, I say he would like Shias more.
Well, there's a big problem here. Shias don't like Aisha. And Muhammad really liked Aisha.
Well, some of them think Aisha's the one who poisoned her. So I'm poisoning him. So if they're right, then yeah, he'd be man, I can't stand Aisha.
I would say that Muhammad really definitely... I don't think Muhammad would compromise on the Aisha matter, man. He was really into Aisha.
Yeah, he was really into Aisha.
Literally.
But if she was this evil, conniving, terrible person... See, you're reading the sources where, oh, she's the greatest woman after Mary and Pharaoh's wife. She's so great. She's so wonderful. That's Sunni sources.
David, we know that he loved that little girl. He loved to have sex with that little girl.
But just imagine a situation where Abu Bakr's plotting to take over, and he gives his daughter to get Muhammad addicted to that young girl, and they're plotting to poison him. See, oh yeah, he's going to love them most of all. Yeah. And Muhammad really, really wants Ali and his family in charge forever, and Abu Bakr and his daughter, this little demon girl, sabotage the entire thing. You think he's going to like them best? See, you're thinking from a Sunni perspective in defending Sunni Islam. Come on.
Prince Ali, fabulous, he probably Ali above.
Beast. Thoughts on Eastern Roman persecution of non-Chalcedonian Christians, e.g. Copts, aiding Muslim conquerors in terms of viewing Muslims as more merciful? I don't have much thoughts on stuff from that long ago. You had a bunch of people and a bunch of different situations dealing with new groups and so on. Keep in mind, people do the same thing today. You'll sit there and side with, oh, we like these jihadis more than we like these communists, so let's side with the jihadis. Oh, no, now the jihadis are taking over a country. You have situations like that where people will think this group is better for me than this other group, and then you end up doing some really stupid things.
You have even right now, like Christians at each other's throats when there is a looming threat of Islam, for example. So what do you really expect?
Yep. Hey, AP, you were backhand mentioned in a debate at Steven Crowder's channel by Andrew Wilson. Maybe it's your chance to get segment at Crowder through Andrew.
Huh, interesting. Maybe. I still need to look through that. Maybe we should review that debate sometime.
Which one?
It was between Andrew Wilson.
Oh, Andrew Wilson. It wasn't Steven Crowder. It was some other guy there, right? You said it was some other guy.
Yeah, some other guy and Andrew Wilson. And
why was
the thing
Crowder?
is, we might both be in the middle in terms of who to agree and disagree with, because we both don't have that. I think the other guy has this hyper apocalyptic pro-Israel leaning, and you don't have that. I don't have that, but we both have our reasons for supporting Israel. So I think we might both be kind of in the middle there. So it might be an interesting thing to
We should, man, set it up. We
review.
could do that. We could do that. We could do that. Got a bunch of live streams this week. We do that like this weekend.
Wait, AP's still debating tomorrow. Wait a minute, is my debate tomorrow?
Thought your debate is on Thursday. Wait, maybe whoever said that is already Wednesday for them because it's Wednesday now in Europe.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, it's
That makes
on
sense?
Thursday. Yeah,
Okay.
that makes sense.
Let's see. I actually quite like The Antichrist by Friedrich Nietzsche. That was a bunch of crap.
You remember how much I loved Nietzsche
Yeah.
just a few years ago?
He's the greatest person ever. His insights were so base. Which I mean, I've said before, it's like Nietzsche was really, really right on some things and like really, really wrong on some things. That's why he's interesting to me.
I mean, I still love the guy. I still think he's a genius. He was very intelligent and had some incredible insights that I am very, very surprised other philosophers didn't have over all the 2 millennia. That said, of course, with my Christian beliefs now, I view things very, very differently. So his whole idea of filling the void, not in the sense that the Azut filled the void.
Good point.
I have to clarify that. The idea of his idea of filling the void is no longer as relevant to me as it was before. So, but still, you have to say the guy was pretty intense and
Interesting thinker. And I would say a little off his rocker, which is what made him like mad scientist level
Yes.
thinker. Super smart, partly crazy is a good combination for thinking outside the box.
yes.
Also here for the Al-Zut jokes. Well, hate to disappoint you, but this is a serious program and there will be no Al-Zut jokes here. Nikki says, guys, there's a great... Hey, lots of people are recommending channels and stuff today and topics. Guys, there is a great YouTube channel called Christian Conservative. They just did a... Is this you, Christian Conservative?
Christian conservatives, stop promoting yourself under false names.
Yeah. They just did a 3-part series about Candace. Oh, look at this. Look, watch. Let me read this again. Guys, hang on. Guys, I have a great there is a great YouTube channel called Christian Conservative. They just did a 3-part series about Candace and her religion shift and slam that I think you guys would be really into. So be sure to check out that channel.
Not falling for it.
Ha! Nice try, Nikki. Nikki, a.k.a. Christian Conservative.
Christian conservative.
Just so y'all know, don't believe that anti-Semitism. I'm currently working on writings refuting this growing claim. I would like some backup information to sturdy my writings on Islam and other topics.
It doesn't say anti-Semitism, it says anti-Semitism. And anti-Semitism looks like it might be a reference to simit, which is it is actually a Turkish kind of baking, it's a kind of bread, which is kind of like a ring that is like, it's a circular thing with sesame seeds that is very, very popular in Turkey. So this person might be talking about being against that, not against the Jews. Yeah.
I am against Turkish cuisine in general, because the only good stuff that Turks have, the Greeks have it better already. And so just go with the Greek versions. It's already going to be better. And anything that the Turks have that the Greeks don't have is just garbage, which is why it didn't come from the Greeks.
That's true. That's true.
That's totally true and based. UK police have been corrupt for years. That's true. They were involved in the Muslim. Yeah, we know that. We will prevail. It's happening. I hope you guys prevail, and I think you will. It's just the longer it takes to prevail, the bigger a mess you're going to have to deal with, because the mess gets bigger every single day.
Indeed.
But I have to say, I have seen a lot of promising signs in the UK.
Indeed. Indeed.
What did Momo love me long time? Me love you long time. What did Momo love me long time say to the Alzuts in the morning before leaving their love tent? There was no tent. Till next time, fellas. Come on, man.
No, what
This
he said
is a serious show, man.
what he said to them was, "You beat me in the desert."
Was a pretty rough night for Momo. Okay, not just the Al-Zut jokes, just the general renunciation of Islam, most fake religion ever, along with Jehovah's Witness and Mormon. Hey! Were you trashing Jehovah's Witnesses and Mormons? Have you guys heard of Aquarius Wave? He is calling out the woke right. Hey! What's up with all the channel recommendations today?
Here's Aquarius Wave promoting himself with a fake name.
Hey! Hey, Aquarius Wave. You think we're falling for this? He's calling out the woke right like Tucker and Candace. Have you guys heard of my channel? I mean, the channel Aquarius Wave? I mean, he is calling out the woke right like Tucker and Candace.
By the way, have you, do you know of this channel called Apostate Music? He's making like some really good
Yeah, it's
musical
pretty
stuff.
based. It's pretty based.
Yeah.
Everyone check that out. We should check that out sometime, man.
Yeah.
They rode me in the desert. Momo 600 something AD. They rode me in the desert all night long. We need come together to defeat Islam, not like how Al-Zut did, and cure there that God-shaped hole, not how the Al-Zut cured Muhammad's God-shaped hole. What's wrong with people, man? This is the no-Zut joke zone.
No Zut Zone.
It's the no-Zut zone. That's what Abdullah ibn Masud tattooed across his butt. No, this is the no-Zut zone. Fitty Fresh says gasoline does burn that fast. I've lit gasoline on fire a lot, and I've never seen it go up like that. There's a rally in every cities in Australia to protest against mass immigration. Wow, really? Huh. Sucks that after all these rallies, you guys still elect leaders who just keep bringing in more and more and more and more and more people.
More and more and more and more.
We do need a king. We need Christ the King. That's true.
That's true.
And you start wondering if all the failures of all the governments in the world is basically setting the stage for the return of the king. Yo, D-Dubs, what's your top 3 band or artists of all time? I have to point out, when you ask a question like that, your top 3. That doesn't mean like the top, like who I think is the best of all time. Because you can think someone's the best and they're just not what you prefer listening to. If I had to pick 3 right now, and keep in mind this could change like a week from now. Right now, Pink Floyd, the Beastie Boys, and AC/DC. And keep in mind, I don't think any of those are the greatest group of all time or something like that. It's just what I like listening to. Pink Floyd, Beastie Boys, AC/DC. Hope that helps. You have a list, AP?
No,
I like Falco. Falco. He says, rock me Amadeus. Amadeus.
The question is not directed at me, so why would I answer? But the thing is, you told me in private that your favorite band is NSYNC, so I can't
Oh, yeah.
confused.
Well, that's true. Yeah, but I can't say that. People would think I'm a dork. So we'll just keep that. We'll just keep that secret.
Okay.
Aussies have been warning Albo for 3 years. Who's Albo?
Albanese.
What do you mean warning him? You guys keep him in power. Knows too much says, how do Muslims explain away Momo's one and only true prophecy, his aorta being cut for being a false prophet who fabricates revelations? They have very stupid responses to that. One, they say it's actually a miracle that he survived for 3 years after being poisoned. It's like, no, that happens. That's understood. The main response is, but it uses different words for aorta in the Quran and the Hadith, even though they both refer to the aorta. So the response when they bring that up is to say something like, oh, okay, so this would be like me saying, if I'm a false prophet, I will die in a pool of water. And then as I'm dying, I go, oh, I'm drowning in a pool of H2O. And you say, oh, well, he said H2O, not water. Yeah, you're talking about the same thing, right? So anyway, the responses are stupid. But if you go to my video, Who Killed Muhammad, the newer version, because when I originally made that video, I had no idea what the response was going to be. It was a new argument. Then they responded over the years. And so for my second version, I incorporated responses to their main objections. Abraham says, I apologize for the foolishness of my nation. This is the guy Aussies voted in. It does suck how screwed up politics is right now. Australia needs Scottish girls with sharp bladed things. Yeah, I mean, seriously, every Scottish girl who's in a dangerous situation where people aren't going to, politicians and police and stuff are going to throw them under the bus. It's like, gosh, if you're not even allowed to defend yourself, what is this? What Mo sang in the tent, sung to Rick James, give it to me, baby. I came in at night. The Zoots were waiting for me. They were strong and long, salivating for me. I said, give it to me, baby. Very Islamophobic. Why are you slacking with these short lives? Pathetic. Wait, why are you slacking with these short lives? Pathetic. Oh, yeah. That's how we're rolling.
Short lives?
Yeah, like you went yesterday, we did a short live. This one's gonna be short too. That's how we're rolling. Some people don't like going all night long.
Except Muhammad and the Al-Zut.
The Al-Zut. We don't have the Al-Zut energy, man. We don't have the Muhammad and Al-Zut energy to keep going all night long.
Al-Zut energy.
That's what I want to call my energy drink, man. Zut energy. I want to call it Zut energy. It says when you need to go all night long. It's going to be loaded with caffeine.
Al-Zut energy.
I was actually looking into that. You can do it. You can say, hey, here's what I want my energy drink to be, and there's a company that will make it for you. And you call it. I thought about calling it Zut juice, but that sounds a little. I don't know if I could be sitting there drinking a Zut juice live, but I can drink Zut energy.
That sounds pretty nice.
Give you the power of Al-Zut, Canadian Patriot Press.
The power of the Al-Zut, Al-Zut.
I made a channel for one Al-Zut post. No regrets. That's funny. A channel for one Al-Zut post. Well, keep in mind, you're going to have another important Al-Zut post here on Friday. 2 more. In your conversions, how did you come to believe that God could become a man? I understand this is a hang-up for many considering Christianity. Do
you think it would be popular if I started selling crosses like this?
Yeah, especially look if you get the page right and you get Surah 355. That's a verse which, if you just read it in the Arabic without reading it through the lens of Surah 4, verse 157, you would conclude Jesus died. Or you can make it out of 4, 157. But yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, Cracklin, I don't know, because AP comes from a Muslim background, where this is a very different issue. But like you're saying, how did you come to believe God could become a man? It would have never crossed my mind that God couldn't become a man. What are you talking about? God wants to become a man. He can become a man. God wants to take on human nature. He can take on human nature. It would be completely foreign idea to me to think God can't do something like that.
Yeah, I think in the Muslim sense, it was considered. It is considered very, very unthinkable and strange. But then again, the Muslim idea of God is extremely detached and distant from the biblical idea of God. Within the biblical narrative, it is entirely plausible, for example, that God is with his people as found in the Torah, coming down and being there with his people. being with his people, leading his people, and so on, appearing in different forms, which is explained differently in Christian theology, and so on. I don't think that there is anything at all, theologically speaking, or logically speaking, that kind of speaks against or stands against God being able to become man. It's completely normal, right? It is. Why would it be considered contradictory? Why would it be considered impossible? Why would it be considered implausible or incoherent? There is just nothing really against it, unless you want to make this claim that God is completely outside of your comprehension, completely, absolutely outside of everything that you can see, that you can interact with, that he's completely detached, that he's completely in a different dimension, that he can absolutely not mix into your dimension, and so on. If you have such an understanding of God, that's one thing, but where do you really get that from? It is completely acceptable to believe that God, as he is, can do anything he wants, and he can also, as he exists with his different abilities, that he can take on human flesh and can become one of us, and so on. No problem.
Moody on Rudy says, can you do a Star of David? Where have you been, Moody on Rudy? If you go to the Act 17 Polemics channel, I already made for Jake the Muslim Metaphysician, although he never contacted me to collect his reward. And I eventually ended up giving it to Isa, because Isa's super cool. But I made a Kuranagami Star of David Christmas tree topper made out of a page of the Quran. It was a work of art. And if you're looking for a Star of David made out of the Quran, it's a good one for you. You can check that out.
Did you combine it with your Artsabox campaign?
No, it was way before that.
Oh, okay.
May God bless you both for what you're doing to truthfully inform the world. That's what everyone needs to be doing, informing the world right now. There's a channel called Reverted Muslims Goldmine. Ooh.
Reverted Muslims.
They might just play all the Muslim reverts videos, and we could just respond to all those. New York City might not be nice anymore soon. Well, that's true. It's about to be a communist hellhole. It wasn't a debate. It was Wilson chain smoking 12 cigarettes in a row and them pretty much agreeing with each other the whole time. They're friends. Oh, well, why would we be interested in that? That doesn't seem interesting at all.
I thought it was a debate. I thought the other guy was kind of like a hardcore evangelical end time prophecy, the temple kind of guy.
I have no idea. Is it true that Lil Aisha grew up to become a camel riding warlord lady, or was that a different Aisha? No, according to yeah, she did. She became up. Yeah, she led the Sunni side at the battle, what's called the Battle of the Camel. And that's where, and again, this is amazing. The forces of Aisha, who is called the mother of the faithful in Islam, marched her army out against the armies of Ali, whose title in Islam is the commander of the faithful. So you had the mother of the faithful leading an army against the commander of the faithful. And I think it's estimated about 10,000 Muslims died in bloody combat. Muslims on both sides had fought alongside Muhammad at the Battle of Badr and Uhud and so on, and they're slaughtering each other over a disagreement. Where'd they get the idea that you slaughter each other over a disagreement? Because they all followed Muhammad. That's how you handle problems. Religion of peace. Religion of peace. It's a super sticker. Thank you, Ida. Ida. Isa isn't Jesus. Both of them have different last names in the Arabic. Quran, it's Isa. It's not last names. It's like their name. Quran, it's Isa and not Yeshua, as the Arabic Bible says. Jesus was crucified. Isa wasn't. Yeah, it's funny. Isa is not the Arabic for Yeshua. Isa is the Arabic for Esau. And so Muslims have some trouble explaining that. I know an awesome YouTube channel. You both would be interested in, Apostate Prophet. Much watched channel. Love from Canucks Nation. Oh, they're recommending Apostate. Come on.
Hey, see,
Come
that's
on,
me.
AP. You think I'm falling for that, AP? Okay, now we know AP's one of AP's alternative accounts. We don't know. It could be 1,000 of them. Just looked up AP's new Garkid song on Zootify. Got to get it on Zootify. Is it available on Zootify?
Tomorrow, yes, it will be.
All right. What if Mo only ever got zooted and had night terrors, and the rest of the stuff was made up by later by the writers of the Quran we now have? Poor Mo. That's possible.
Hey, Ash, while you're here, I hope you're still watching. So there is a stupid comment once again by one of these dummies up here, which says that Jews believe Jesus is burning in human excrement. Y'all okay with that? You aren't truthfully doing crap. What's wrong with you? Why are you selling out? Now, Ash, I know that you are a former Orthodox Jew, and you are also critical of Judaism, and you are also a proponent of Christianity. Can you tell us if it is true, as this dummy in the chat says, that Jews actually believe that this is a Jewish belief that Jesus is burning in boiling excrement? Can you please tell us? Thank you.
Yeah, when you bring that up to Jews, they have no clue what you're talking about. If you bring it up to a student of the Talmud, they know what you're talking about. If you bring it up to just a regular Jew in Tel Aviv or something like that, they have no clue what you're talking about. I know, because I brought it up to Jews in Tel Aviv, and they had no clue what I was talking about. Oh, they're lying to you. They all talk about Jesus all day when they're in secret, and they worship Ezra.
I would like nowadays. In the past, I was neutral about this. Nowadays, I am a Christian. I have more and more love for Christ, more and more love for the faith, and I would love everyone to think about and talk about him. The fact here is that the vast majority of Jews never talk or even think about Jesus. And here you are, some of these conspiracy theorist dummies, thinking, oh, this is what Jews are day and night cursing. No, Jews never think about Jesus. Stop getting your information from stupid online memes. If you want to make them think about Jesus positively, do it a different way. Don't do it like this. You're making an idiot out of yourself. Here, Ashmay has responded. One rabbi in the Talmud says that most Jews don't know or don't care. That's it.
Yep.
And even that, when you bring it up to learned rabbis, they will say, "Oh, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about this passage." But then they will not usually directly affirm that it actually says that Jesus is burning there. They will say, there is such a reference, which according to one rabbi was spoken by this one guy when he was asked in his little story. But there are some theories that this is in reference to Jesus, and then there are other theories, and so on. This is what they will say. So it is up to interpretation. It's a very vague thing, and it is something that is only vaguely referenced at one point in the Talmud, which only those who actually study the Talmud know about, and then they will have disagreements about it. And yet these idiots who get all their information from online memes say, all Jews believe Jesus is evil,
and Jews can't even respond, because as soon as they say, what are you talking about, or like, even if you get knowledgeable ones, they go, that's not how we interpret this. You're lying. This is what they do. Jews sit around the Jews sit around a dreidel all day long, calling curses on Jesus. It's what they do.
Historically speaking, the first time that Jews are recorded to have written something derogatory about Jesus is after they experienced significant amounts of persecution at the hand of Christians. The first time that Jews actually wrote something that we can find historically that is derogatory or degrading about Jesus is after they experienced significant persecution from Christians who took power and were in power. The first writings from both sides that are derogatory and very hateful about the other side come from Christians, not from Jews. You have some theories about early Jews writing certain things about Christians. What you have is early writings that or early texts that may have contributed to the Talmud, which only talk about heretics in general and might also include Christians, because they simply considered Christians to be heretical Jews. And there is one famous story about one respected rabbi being arrested because he agreed with a heretic at some point, and that heretic is thought to be a Christian, for example. That's a Talmud story. The mutual hate and the mutual derogatory remarks started arising when hostilities became more and more significant and decreased among each other. An early Jewish text, which is not really a Jewish religious text, just a piece of Jewish cultural writing, arose about Jesus that is kind of that is negative after massive persecution from Christians, and Christians persecuted Jews after being early on persecuted by Jews themselves. Don't make it about it is part of their religion to hate us. No, these two groups early on started fighting and then hating and persecuting, and as a reaction of that wrote things at some points about the other side. But Judaism doesn't have an essential or fundamental text that is hateful about Christians or about Jesus or about Christian beliefs or anything like that. These are simply interpretations. If you want to make it about something that was at some point said that is derogatory about Christians or about Jesus, they could play the same game and go to early church fathers and point at how early church fathers talked about Jews. And you can find some really, really, really messed up stuff there. You don't want to play that game. So don't be dumb. Don't do this. It's not. Stop fighting. Stop hating.
Stop hating. Start participating.
I have met enough Jews, have engaged with enough Jews, have interacted with enough Jews to know that these people are amazing. I love them. I'm not ashamed to say that I love them. And I said it before on multiple platforms, and I'll say it here again. After I converted to Christianity, the people that have most consistently reacted with happiness and with congratulations to my conversion to Christianity were Jews, most consistently. Every single Jew that I've interacted with, that I've known, that I privately know, religious Jews, non-religious Jews, have reacted positively and happily and with congratulations to my conversion to Christianity. Now, they might not react as happily when a Jew converts to Christianity, because that is a different matter to Jews. But with me, for example, a non-Jew converting to Christianity, they have usually loved it. I would say that Protestants and Jews were the most consistent in their congratulations and their happiness in response to my conversion, for example. So stop hating.
Yeah, stop hating. Oh, and along the lines of what you were just saying, people happy about your conversion. That happens when I post on, like, if I'm on Twitter and I post someone has left Islam and become a Christian, there will be likes on there. There will be likes on there. You look where the likes are coming from. There will be likes from Jews, Israeli Jews. And so very weird if you think, oh, but they're trying to trick you, David, because they ultimately want to destroy you. It's just the level of conspiracies around. So anyway, let me just point out, because AP was talking earlier, like from a Christian perspective, Christians of the world, if you really have a problem, if you really have a problem with Jews and so on, and you want to do something, look, if your argument with them is, oh, you're all sitting around saying Jesus is boiling in human eggs, you sound like an idiot to them. You sound like a complete freaking moron to them. Why would they ever listen to you? Why would they ever take anything you say seriously or care even slightly what you think when you sound like an idiot and a scumbag to them? So if you want to talk to Jews and disagree with Jews and stuff, like, okay, here's my case for why you should believe in Jesus as the Messiah. That's where your attention should be. All this, no, let me tell you about the Talmud because I saw it in a meme from Nick Fuentes. Okay, you sound like a freaking idiot to them, to me, to AP, to everyone except the Gripers and Daniel Hakikachu's crowd and all these idiots. Whoa, not bad, not bad, not bad. It's not. I have to say, nice, looks good. Radically inferior to my Kuranagami Star of David. Do you have any clue what you have to do to get a Star of David out of a single square of paper? You have to do some serious folding. It's all in my video. It's all in my video.
I don't even want to think about it. I don't want to think about it.
I had a video on it. What is this? David, would you consider AP a Turkish delight? I do not believe there's anything that could legitimately be called a Turkish delight. It's disgusting place and people. Poland is lead for anti-Islam in Europe.
Yeah.
Poland is going to outlast everything else, and as powerful as other nations have been in Europe, everything's going to be falling apart really rapidly, and attention is going to switch to Eastern Europe, which won't be falling apart nearly as rapidly unless Putin has his way. Best Pink Floyd album, Dark Side of the Moon? Yes. No Zudi is the best? True. The Wall is meh, and I'm sorry, anything with Syd Barrett is awful. I know he is the original singer, but it's a no for me, so breaking all this down. Yes, Dark Side of the Moon is basically a perfect album. That's a perfect album. You can't get more perfect than that. It's very rare. The Wall has some of the greatest songs of all time. It has Another Brick in the Wall Part 2. That's the famous one, and Comfortably Numb. Sometimes my favorite song. But yes, it has a bunch of other songs in there where you're just like, okay, a bunch of this is not the best stuff. Syd Barrett, yeah. I mean, his most famous song was that Watch Emily Play, which he was stoned out of his mind watching a girl play, and that just comes across as a pervert. So I like Syd Barrett because, I mean, at the end of the day, he was insane and lost his mind, and that's always cool. But inspired a lot of their stuff. Matter of fact, inspired a lot of Dark Side of the Moon, which is about, someone going crazy and stuff like that. And a lot of that had to do with Syd Barrett. So he was an inspiration. He was an inspiration to them. Hey, P, you know what's funny?
What?
So Syd Barrett started losing his mind, right? So he always had kind of mental problems, but he was high functioning. But then he started doing drugs because they started getting a little popular and stuff like this. And then it made everything worse. And they got to the point where he's their lead singer and stuff like this. And they'd start playing and he'd start singing the lyrics for the wrong song and stuff that on stage. It was like they had to decide, okay, you can't be our lead singer anymore and stuff. So you got to part ways. Their producer. So the band splits. The entire band goes one direction and they say, okay, we're replacing you and you're going to go off on your own, Syd. The producer decided to go with Syd. He stuck with Syd.
That's funny.
Do you imagine, I'd love to, I don't even know if that guy's alive anymore, but oh my goodness, can you imagine the lifelong regrets of you could have been the producer for Pink Floyd, but you stuck with Syd Barrett, who went crazy.
Ridiculous.
Wild stuff.
Wild stuff. It's a wild world.
Dizzle, I'm a chef. Let me help you make zoot juice. I don't know if being a chef is going to help that.
That sounds pretty nasty, man. I would go
check out. Hey, here you go. RKZ Edit says, check out Apostate Prophet. He's a weird Turkish German dude. He's doing great things. By the way, this is totally not AP's secret account. I'm late coming in. Albanese Albo is the weakest PM in creation. Whoa! Weaker than Keir Starmer? You didn't say weakest Australian PM. If you said weakest Australian PM, I might grant that to you. Weakest PM that exists? He adopted Biden's policies until Trump. Now he adopts Starmer's. I would have trouble thinking anyone is weaker than Keir Starmer. Hey, David, by any chance, did you see the interview Andrew had with Connor? Andrew who and Connor who? The only Andrew we know is Andrew Wilson. And then Connor who? Connor McGregor? There's Alex
kind of
O'Connor. There's Alex O'Connor. That's a different name, but Alex O'Connor. I don't know. Andrew Wilson and Alex. I don't know. It might be an interesting interview. But yeah, I don't know who you're referring to here. I assume you're talking to Andrew Wilson because we're talking about Andrew Wilson. But Connor, I don't know who you're referring to. Canadian Patriot Press is the channel someone mentioned before. And no, it's not me. A gift, Mohammed's Desert Pass, valid for 30 Al Zut rides. Screenshotting that. I'll see if there's a way I can use that at some point. Not the way Al Zut used Muhammad, but, you know. Check out A Prostate Prophet. He goes way back. Conveniently, a lot of people recommending AP's channel right now. Absolutely best channel is Mike Winger. Highly recommended. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Now we know who's really behind the Elder Dawa Troll channel.
Now we're talking.
Mike Winger. You can find Muhammad's sacred positions in several pages of the Kama Sutra. All right, I'm stealing that one. Kama Sutra.
Nice.
I mean, Apologetics Roadshow. Don't block. It's all right. We'll let you slide since you said Apologetics Roadshow. I call it Al Zutarade. Al Zutarade goes all night. I like Zut energy. The men of Al Zut are from Palestine. No, they're from India. AP, please shave your beard. You look like a goat. No, the goat.
No.
Say the goat.
The goat.
It says, please watch Draw a Line in the Sand parody. Is that on YouTube?
There's no such thing, man.
One second. Just want to see. That is a YouTube channel. And if such a thing exists, Draw a Line in the Sand parody. Oh, no, it's there. It's a guy in the desert. Oh, parody song derived from the famous Al Zut story. Okay. I will check that out. So, guys, hey, everyone, there is a song. I have not checked it out yet, but there is a song. Oh, it's on your channel. 153rd Regiment called Draw a Line in the Sand parody. So that's there for everyone to watch. According to Wilson, Jesus had magic Jewish blood. No, didn't he say there's no magic Jew blood?
He said that, but Jesus clearly had magic Jew blood, so.
That's true. Any French here can explain if the word zut equals darn. I don't care what. It's not a French word, man.
Zut. Zut.
It's not a French word. And here we have, let's see. I'm Palestinian Christian from Ramallah. I got an unbelievable amount of things wrong on Israel and Jews in general. It's very easy to be led in dark direction. Oh, and Ibrahim, we were saying this way back I was saying this way back in the beginning after the October 7th attacks. We were doing shows and stuff like that. And I was pointing out, like, I understand completely. And I compared it to being in prison. I said, I was in prison. You're there with a bunch of other guys. People fight and so on. But we all understand this is our community and we're against the guys who have control over us, right? So the other, like the officers, the correctional officers, the entire administration, the entire government, we viewed them as the enemies. Why? They can come in there and do anything they want. There's nothing we can do about it. That is a terrible feeling, just being massively overpowered and so on. So what's crazy is you feel more in line with a bunch of other inmates than you do with the COs and stuff. And so I'm thinking, okay, if I were in Gaza or the West Bank or something, well, guess what? The Muslims down the road, if I were a Christian, I have disagreements with the Muslims down the road and so on, but guess what? They're the people. We're all on the same side of that big fence. And it's different people on the other side of the fence. So I can kind of get that. Anyway.
I have been chatting with a Palestinian Christian over the last few weeks. And it's very interesting because he is somebody that was really kind of opposed to what I do and to my pro-Israel stances and all that. And I don't know. I'm talking to him. I kind of at some point, if he accepts it, want to bring our conversation maybe a little bit further to the public, just as an example. But so we have been talking for quite a while now and exchanging ideas. And at some points, he harshly criticized me and rebuked me and all that. But then we started seeing more and more, agreeing with each other on certain things, and he started explaining to me why he had different anti-Israel ideas and all that, and why he saw things differently. And I explained my perspective, and I explained the things that I have discovered so far, and also discovered about Palestinian Christians and what's going on in the field and all that. And I'm going to talk about that, a lot of that a little bit more in a soon to be addressed project. But there is a big thing going on. I've also had conversations with Maronite Christians, for example, with Lebanese Maronite Christians in Lebanon and in Israel, and then with Coptic Christians. And many of the Middle Eastern Christians have this, who are very active and who follow the conflicts in the Middle East and all that. They generally view Palestinian Christians, or to be specific, the Palestinian Orthodox Christians, as a little bit weird and as a little bit in cahoots with the Muslims and the Islamists. And the other Christians generally don't really understand that and think they are sellouts or dhimmis or something like that. It's a very, very deeply complicated topic, but because of the conflict in the Palestinian territories, there has been a huge disconnection from the facts and from the past and from the history. So a lot of people living in the Palestinian territories actually believe in these ridiculous things, such as that the Zionist Jews came in at some point into their land as refugees and then stole their land and forcibly kicked them out without any reason, and they killed a bunch of people and all that. They believe a lot of these nonsensical stories, which are completely factually false, because there has been a lot of propaganda going on. There has been a lot of sheltering, a lot of tribalism going on in that region. I don't know. It's the more I talk to both sides, the more I understand how complicated the sentiments are there. The facts and the history are very, very simple if you study them and understand them. Israel didn't come in and steal anybody's land and kick people out. That's not what happened. But lots of people living there are under the impression that is what happened. They actually believe that. They don't just say that, they actually believe that. They are actually convinced and taught by their teachers and by their parents and by others that this is what happened. That they were peacefully living in the land, and then they accepted these Jewish people who came in, and then those Jewish people betrayed them and kicked them out. That never happened, but these people actually believe that. So it is... it's one thing to say that that they lie, or that they kind of push some kind of propaganda against Israel. It's another to sit down and to understand that they actually mean those things that they say. And I don't know. I realize that there needs to be much, much more education, which is why I'm currently in the works of creating a little Israel project. And I'm going to have a lot of stuff coming up. And this time I'm not just talking about it. I'm in the midst of preparing a lot of stuff about Israel. So
You see, the AP is being controlled by the Jews.
powerful.
You see that? All right, last one here. You should check this Winger guy's content. He's totally cool and has rad content. It's a good joke, but some things are so offensive you shouldn't even joke about them. You know what I mean? Kind of messed up to joke about someone so evil having good content. It's pretty sick. Not a funny joke. So AP, what do people need to pay attention to? You have your debate Thursday. Did James fix the time? Let me see.
I don't know, but I'm supposed to have a debate on Thursday with Dee's Response, not with Orthodox Muslim, as it was actually planned.
It still says 12 a.m.
Yeah, I have to talk with him about that. James really
So
messed something up here. So
So as far as in messages, has he said what the correct time is?
yeah,
It hasn't been confirmed.
Yes, it has.
Okay, so that's on Thursday.
Yes, it's on Thursday.
And
So on
it's
Thursday,
not
I'm going to
at-
have a
It's not at
debate.
12 a.m.
No. On Thursday, I'm going to have a debate with Dee's response about the topic, is Islam true? And tomorrow, I'm publishing my new song, Gargar Ain't No Snitch. That's that.
That'll be super dope, everyone. So you can get the song. Be sure to share that widely tomorrow. Everyone needs to know Garkit Ain't No Snitch. That's tomorrow. And then the following day, either at 12 a.m. or at some other unspecified times, AP will be having a rare debate where they actually defend Islam. So actually, weirdly enough, respect to Dee's response. Respect to Dee's response for agreeing to debate. And AP already has his Quran cross ready for the debate. Keep in mind, we try to build bridges here. And what better way to build bridges than having a cross made out of a page of the Quran? I think I will be live tomorrow with Inspiring Philosophy and Giant DOC. Going to look at a Muslim response to the Islamic dilemma. That'll be 4. That'll be early. So that'll be early for some of you Europeans can watch. Europeans can watch that. I think that's at 4. I think that's on IP's channel. Although I got asked to join IP and Giant DOC, so it could be on Giant DOC's channel.
You got what to join? Oh, you got asked. Okay, sorry.
Yep. So tomorrow at 4, we'll be talking about that for you Europeans you can watch. And then 8 o'clock p.m., be live with Robert Spencer for This Week in Jihad. Thursday and Friday, got some stuff. Be live as well. So anyway, fun times coming up. Fun times. This has been a terrible year, ladies and gentlemen, for Dawah. Terrible year for Iran. Terrible year for Dawah. Let's make sure it gets worse. Let's make sure it gets worse with these remaining months we have, so that 2025 will be remembered as the worst year ever for Dawah. And if you're thinking, but wait, we can make 2026 even worse. No, what we want is for 2025 to be so bad for Dawah that it can't possibly get any worse, because it's already done and it's crumbled and there's nothing left in 2026. So that's what we're working towards. Got several months left. Let's make it happen, Captain.
Let's do it.
See y'all tomorrow. AP, once again, building bridges with Valentina Gomez.